Hi, now
Ahora sí me escuchas.
it's working.
Ah,
Yes.
ok, listo pues. Here I am with the English teacher, Katy Paola Castro, from the Instituto de Inglés Capacitar in the city of Cincelejo, Sucre. I'm going to have this interview for the course Culture and Language, okay? So, Katy,
Okay.
how you doing today?
I'm fine. Thanks for your invitation. Glad to be here.
Okay, it's a pleasure for me to have this interview with you, okay? So now we are going to talk about the relationship between culture and language, okay?
Okay.
Uh,
Let's
this is, okay, are you going to tell me something?
no. Let's start with the interview. Let's be sure.
Okay, okay. What do you think about culture, Kathy?
Okay. I think that culture is a very important aspect of the human being's life because through culture we can know the different custom, belief, and ways that people in a determined location perceive light, and act according to the things they have learned in the environment.
Okay, I agree with you in this part. Okay, because life without culture, I think that it couldn't exist. Okay,
Yes, we
okay,
have many cultures around the world.
okay. The second question is, what is the influence of culture in the process of supporting of excuse me, what is the influence of culture in the process of supporting a new language?
Knowing the culture of other places is an important aspect when learning a new language because I consider myself that it's necessary to know the way in that people of other cultures express their ideas. For instance, as we know, people in each city has their particular way of speaking and communicating ideas through slangs, formal vocabulary, technical words, and expressions that are of exclusive use in that place. It is also important to know the manner of their greetings, gestures, tradition, and many other aspects that enrich the process of learning a new language.
Okay, that's very important because when you are learning a new language, it's important the way that people are communicating in some place. The way
Yes,
that people speak here in the Caribbean is not the same as the people in the center of the country. Okay,
yes, it's not.
and so on. Okay.
We can compare costeños with paisas. The
Yeah.
idioms in those places are different.
Exactly, exactly. I agree with you in that part, okay? And the third question is how do you involve culture in the strategies you use in your English classes? And give me a real example, please.
And having culture in mind is very important when preparing my English classes because I could include in the activities that will be performed in the classroom or in extracurricular classes some strategies that include some aspect of the student's culture. For example, I would include the way in that they dress in a group conversation, or I will also include the more visited sites of the city in an exposition. In that way, they could express an aspect related with the culture and singular English activities carried out in the classroom or out of it.
Okay, another important aspect when we teach and learn English, okay?
Truly.
Um, the first question is what do you consider are the most important elements to success in the second language learning?
I have been talking about in this interview, culture is an important issue to have into account when learning a second language. Another important aspect is the learner's age in order to prepare the classes according to their learning styles that differ between adolescents and adults. The activity for youngers can be different from adults. The psychological aspect in the learning is very important too because we need to have in mind that some students speak a lot while others are very shy and fear to express their ideas in public. In this aspect, it is of vital importance the learner's attitude toward teaching. We need to know when a student is motivated and when another is distressed, depending on learner's mood. So it will also be his or her learning.
Yeah, this as teacher we need to have into consideration these elements to have success in the learning language, in the second language learning, okay? Because some of our students are shy, others speak so much, others have problems at home or in the street or something like that. So I consider that this is a very, very important element to have into account when learning or teaching a second language. Okay. Uh,
Okay, totally agree
the
with you.
the last two questions are of my own inspiration. Okay. So
Okay.
I need to know which materials or instruments have you had into account in order to make the process of a foreign language succeed?
Okay. As I work in an institute, they already have a method, right? But in that
Okay.
method, we use videos, we use audios, we use warming up, dynamic warming up in order to motivate students. So the classes is always be the same because it is a method.
Uh-huh.
Those are the
O-
material we use in that classes.
Okay. I consider that you could use YouTube videos from YouTube,
Yeah,
television
mhm.
that
Depending
they
of the topic you're working. But as I told
interact.
you,
Uh-huh.
there is a method in the institute, very
Okay.
stricted, and you cannot be out of that method in some cases.
Okay. My last question for you is, as an English teacher, what have been your experience in your teaching English process related to culture or respect to culture? What do you think about this?
Culture is very important in teaching English because this helps you know the costume, the idioms, and other aspect when you get in a specific place to interact. I can place an example here. For example, when we are working with Huayu culture
Uh huh.
or near Chino, what is the culture of Chino?
Uh huh.
You have to take in mind the culture in order to be English interest for them.
Okay, I consider that the culture is very important because cultures is a element inherent from people around the world. All human beings have a culture, have a culture inside. Okay,
Yes.
so I want to say you thank you for your time. Thank you for participating in this interview, and I just want to tell you that. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome.
Okay,
It
Katy.
was a pleasure. Bye bye.
Okay, take care so much. Okay, okay, bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye.